Hey, good day to all my friends. This is Marcus from Metaphysics. And in case you are wondering what is this video clip about, for friends who are having a copy of our popular Qimen strategic hour calendar, this video is serves to actually describe and explain to you how to actually use the calendar. This calendar is personalized for your own self based on your own personal birth chart. Okay, so now, and for friends who are first time here, you can actually simply scan the QR code and join our Telegram groups where we are doing a lot of postings on day-to-day metaphysics, activation, manifestation, discussing topics, and also probably some of the good things to be done for the day. Without further ado, let's proceed for me to explain how to use this calendar. Alright, most of you will have a typical calendar that looks like this, okay, where on the top right it actually states your birth chart, and down here on the top left it will be actually the information on your destiny palace, your divine light, divine blessing, and divine force. Okay, in Cantonese is also typically known as a Sam Seng Yat. Okay, personalized to your own birth chart. Okay, now further down you will see simple explanation on the structure and we have selected a few typical key structures so that when you are actually encountering that particular structure for the day, for the hour, you can actually apply this approach onto that specific actions that you're doing for that hour. And the hour can be an action of meeting somebody important, doing a presentation, about reaching out to your client, about how to position this year's tactic, or you got a situation where you want to gather the team. So this actually describes about the approach. Okay, so there are typically more than 10 of these structures explained down here. More importantly, I would like to explain to you on how to use the calendar. Now, if you are wondering, this calendar itself, how to use, well, I'll start from the angle of people who have no training on Qimen Tunjia. Even friends who are actually without any knowledge of Qimen Tunjia, you can actually use this calendar a lot. Now, before I go further, let me tell you that this part of the information is actually about day. In the day information, you will actually be seeing the date down here, and then the pillars for the day, the officer for the day, Dongkong auspicious or not, last but not least, the hexagram for the day. All right, and with this, when you who are not trained in Qimen or Bazi or any metaphysics tool, you can apply. Look down here, it actually highlights that it's a red color for health and it's a red color for wealth. So this particular day, you are actually good in doing health related and wealth related matters. Now, in a similar manner, 2nd of January for this particular gentleman, where the chart is based on, this gentleman is called Tom. His 2nd of January is good for wealth. And for the 3rd of January, this day is actually preferred and good for him to do stuff that's about relation enhancing, relationship building, or reaching out to form new relationships. And it's also good for selling of ideas, trying to cast an influence, trying to do some persuasion job, trying to going for interview. Okay, so it's that simple to use. Now, in the day chart, you will also be seeing this box. This particular box is actually the ratings for the day for Tom. So there are basically 5 ratings down here. So the 5 ratings are actually, if Tom sees a red color here, this day is good for him. It's called A rating. Okay, so it's A rating day for him, and for this day, A rating to do relationship and selling on the 11th of Jan. Simple to use, right? And there is also a B rating where it will be a pink color. Pink color shows a B rating. Now, when you see a C rating, which means no color, then basically it's a normal day. Okay, normal days you can do good things, correct or not? Okay, now a D rating will usually be a light gray. D rating. And definitely for those days which are dark gray showing like this, this day probably you need to conserve more energy and try to do stuff which are really useful, but it's a dark gray for you. So if you end up with a dark gray day to actually assign a task by your boss, then you choose the best hour. I'll come to that later. Okay, so basically in terms of the day ratings, there are five day ratings for you. Okay, the red, which is the red, I write down, which is A rating. The pink, which is a B rating. The blank or the white, which is a C rating. The light gray, which is a D rating, and the dark gray, which is an E rating. Okay, you of course try to go for days which are of the A rating or the B rating. Okay, when you're choosing something to do which are important for yourself. Now, then let's say if you ends up you want to have this day, the 15th of January, to do something because it's a good rating, so you can actually consider doing something which is wealth related, trying to create opportunity, trying to do actions which are having good returns, or anything to do with relationship, or selling an idea, or selling a product, or trying to convince your team. Now for this particular day, 15, where you have a rating of red, A. Now look at the timing, then you after that you scroll left and right. Okay, this actually means the hour for the day, and the ratings for the hour are actually highlighted down here. So you see a blank, the long bar, you see a pink. So for this whole day, the good hours which are only pink, there's no red, so still can use, but you're not going to do anything much on the 3 to 5 a.m. unless you are working at night or doing tradings at across Atlantic hours. So another good hours will probably be 7 to 9. It's a pink. Okay, it's the same thing. The pink is the B rating. So if it happens to choose this hour, which is a A rating day, and the B rating hour, good, still good. Okay, and for that, in this hour, you need to be back facing to southwest, because this itself is actually the hour box for the day. Of course, I'll choose a pink rating and back to southwest. So that's straightforward. Choose an A rating day. Choose this activity which is related, that's good for you for the day. Choose a red or pink hours and be back facing to the direction in the hour box and do the activity. Okay, so what we meant by a 100x, it actually means this. Search for A rating day, down here. So on the 19th of January, for Tom, is an A rating day. So good for wealth and knowledge related activities. And on this A rating day, there's a A rating hour. So A rating day, A rating hour. So in this particular box of A rating hour, because it's showing red bar here, you back to east, better still. Okay, back to east. And back to east, you do the activity. Now, one step further, in the east direction for this particular hour, which is the 7 to 9, there is a green dragon. So in this green dragon, do what? Take reference to the top. And green dragon is good to advance with confidence by overcoming some of the fear thoughts, fear experience that's lying within us. Try to pursue for opportunity, go out and reach out. And also for this particular day, seeking justification and enhancing clarity in your objectives are important. It is favorable doors, open pathways for growth, travel, wealth, and resolution of challenges. So getting out of comfort zone is a key. Overcoming your fear and actually act with courage. Of course, not blind courage. You have to take a calculated risk. So that's all you need to do for this particular A rating day, A rating hour on the A rating direction. So this will be your 100x. Now you see, for those who are not trained in Qimen, you can use this chart totally at all. Okay. Now, of course, if you are trained in Qimen, you can take reference to this. Oh, there's a rest, door, glass, and chief down there. So basically, for rest door is good for bonding, for rejuvenation, for rest and relax. Okay, and this, if for those friends who are trained in Qimen, this will be good for you. For those friends who are not trained in Qimen, no problem. Just go ahead and apply what I've shared with you at the in the first place. Now, grass are those for risk taker, for challenger. You can also be applying activities that will enhance or reinforce your knowledge. It can be also a moment of entertaining or fun-loving nature where you use the more fun-loving side of the approach in your presentation so that audiences does not feel bored. Okay, and chief is definitely good for healing, for nobility, for serving, okay, and solving problems. So these are for friends who know Qimen. You can look at the structure here for additional insights. Okay, so that's how you use this calendar. Now let me give you a more further example. If your boss give you an assignment, Tom, I would like you to do a presentation on the 20th of January. So 20th of January, just come to here, 20th of January. So 20th of January, wealth can, so it's actually good for wealth related opportunities. When you say wealth, it's more of referring to having actions that gives good return. Okay, and just talking about financial is a bit too narrow. Okay, having actions with good return. Okay, so on this wealth day, your boss says do a presentation, for example. So now, if you were Tom, you will try to see which is the best hour. Scroll right. You would not consider the morning because this morning hour is a gray one. Any more red, pink? You can consider a 5 to 7, which is a pink hour because the bar is pink. So 5 to 7, then you need to gauge whether is that a practical hour to have a meaning or not. Okay, if yes, then 5 to 7 will be your option. Then in this meeting hour, when you have chosen 5 to 7, if it's feasible, back to Northwest and present. And Northwest got a heaven tune. And what does heaven tune says? And Northwest got a double deception. Now, heaven tune and double deception. Heaven tune says what? Advanced strategy with surprise initiatives. So the element is actually having something to surprise them. But whatever it is you're presenting, the motto, the purpose, the objectives has to be aligned to what most people will accept, or company initiatives, or company culture. Okay, so and double, there's one more star right on the 20th. So 20th you have heaven tune and double deception. So you go to double deception. Now use hidden strength or knowledge to position yourself advantageously. By revealing them at the right moment, you inspire respect. So whatever knowledge you have to keep it to the right moment, and in this moment, then you show if you think that the audience is actually it's the right time to show them what you know that they may not know. Okay, so now you plan your activity carefully, on this particular day, 20th, in this 5 to 7. That's on the option your boss asks you to do a presentation given a particular date, but you have the chance to decide the timing. Now, let's say if the boss say, Tom, I want you to do a presentation to the management at 1 p.m. Oh, so you're not given a choice of anything to choose. The task is on the 20th at 1. So same thing, on the 20th of January here, at 1 to 3 p.m., this is actually the box to look at. Now, in this box to look at, the best direction is to be back to southwest. So you have to position yourself, although it's a so-so hour, so what? You need to move on with life. And if you don't want to tell a boss, no, 5 to 7 hour p.m. is the better hour for me to present. You cannot say that to your boss. Again, it may backfire. So if you're given a time that you need to do something, and you do not want to create any bad impression of you choosing your time, you accept what is given, move on. And this hour of 1 p.m. given to Tom, although it's a white color, it's a normal hour, but back to southwest. And southwest, you have Heaven Tooth and double deception again. So you can still apply the same approach which was shared just now, and you back to southwest instead on this hour, so that you are tapping to the best of what is given. Okay, isn't that good? So we have been through scenarios where you can actually choose the 100x day, time, direction. And we also been through the example where a day was given, whether you can choose or cannot choose where is the best direction to tap. Okay, so these are all what you can do to use for the calendar, so that as to know where is the best direction or best moment, or what is the appropriate approach you can consider doing, so that you are on the stronger side to tap the chi for a bigger win and higher chance for success. Now, further into this calendar, you will see these 3 boxes which indicate this is the divine light box, this is the divine blessing box, this is the divine force box. So there are actually 3 boxes down here: divine light, divine blessing, divine force. Okay, customized to personalized to your birth chart. Now bear in mind, there's also one box here. This one box actually shows the universal 3 victory days. That means to say, by the structure itself, that day is a 3 victory days for everybody. Everybody can use. So you will see certain days where there are universal 3 victory days on the 25th of January, and that is at the north. So everybody, these 3 personalize your own self. But anytime when you see anything down here, you can use. Okay. Now that says about the 3 victory days. Now you will see there are cases where you see most of the people thought that the 3 victory days are actually a stacking of the day and the month. If you happens to see the divine light day, it means it's a day and day stack. Day and day stack. If you see a divine light M, it's actually a month and month stack to your birth chart. That's why it's a 3 victory day for you also. If you see a divine light, it means it's a day and month stack. So this means day stack, this means month stack, this means day and month stack. So some of the friends will end up the whole month is your 3 victory month, you know. So don't be surprised, you can use. Okay, most of the calendars in the market, they only focus on day and month. Okay, for this particular calendar, they give you a lot more options, that if your structure and the day and month calendar aligns, you can have a couple series of DL/D seen in your calendar, or a whole month of DL/M, or DB/M, or DF/M. Okay, don't be surprised. These are all 3 victory days. Okay, so that means to say you got a lot more options to use for your 3 victories, so that you actually tap fully to your calendar to optimize the activities and plan ahead so that you enhance and raise the chances of a win. All right. So now, moving further, on this particular part of the day plot, you will have this, which is the month, your month stars based on the Qimen calendar, and this is the day star. And regarding health palace, these are the stars in your health palace for the day. And this regarding knowledge, your knowledge based on your birth chart in your Qimen destiny, this is actually the stars seated for the day. So you will realize the whole thing, long story short, is this is the month information based on your chart. These are all the day information and stars based on your chart. So if you are a person that are trained in Qimen, you have additional information. But if you are a person that's not trained in Qimen, it will not be a showstopper at all. You can still fully use any time to select, any day to select, any direction to tap for your purpose. Okay, now additional information, okay, based on the 5 mobility, this is a direction where it states that it's good to move ahead for the start of the day, 50 steps. Okay, go from where your house is and move in southeast direction. If that day, this is especially good if you are actually trying to seek solutions for the day. Okay, whether it's health or whether it's you find that you're damn low in luck, you want to try this method, go ahead. Okay, moving from your house down outwards southeast direction, just walk 50 steps and try to have a mental awareness clear and be aware of the surrounding, and after that you pursue your own directions for the day. This part down here is actually the advice given for the day, the code for the day given to you, so that you have additional information on what to do, what to avoid, okay, or what to actually emphasize on. Okay, so now, and that highlights the calendar. So in this calendar, in the PDF form, always starts from whether you have a choice to choose on the day or no choice. And then zooming down to the day that you have selected, you actually scroll right and look at the timing down here to find which is the optimal timing. And for this case, very clearly, 7 to 9 is a red color. 1 to 3, pink color. 3 to 5, pink color, are all good times. And in these good times, these are the hours, these are the back-facing direction where you should be back-facing, okay? Back-facing, okay? Because Qimen, we're talking about sitting and virtual Taiji. So with that, that's why you are actually using this as your back-facing direction. Okay, this is the moving forward direction, so don't get confused, okay. So, and that summarizes the whole usage of the calendar. Okay, so to summarize, when you are not a Qimen, you're not trained in Qimen, you can use this by selecting day, hour, and direction. Okay, whether it's given or not given, yes, you are given a choice or not given a choice, this is an option. Okay, and you choose what is best for that moment. Okay, so there isn't a lot of the 100x where you got the A rating day, A rating hour, with so as to tap the A rating direction. So for those particular yeah, you need to really plan ahead so that you are doing what you are best at, okay, in that hour, to be one step higher, one step ahead on achieving your goals in that point in time. All right, so hope that this summary has given you some key highlights on how to use this calendar. And for those friends who are trained in Qimen, you have additional information. But for those friends who are not trained in Qimen, you have nothing to lose, okay? You are still able to technically tap onto what is good for you in any moment in time, so that you're tapping onto the time and space that aligns to your Qi. And anchoring those Qi timing correctly will give you the good Qi tap on, anchoring, and that gives you a good start. And you need to sustain that momentum with what you are very good at, proven by actions, so that it keeps the momentum ongoing. That's how it works. All right, this is Marcus from Metaphysics, And thank you for your purchase of the Qimen Strategic Hour Calendar. Most of you are actually coming back to purchase for more, and I really appreciate that. That says that the calendar is useful for you and you have been using it. And with that, I wish you a great year, and thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye bye.